I hope you are good. It's a good, blessed day and another day for you to make a difference in the world. Welcome to today. I just want to make sure that you are good and you're taking one day at a time, taking small daily action to move towards where you're meant to be. Because as a leader, you are growing every day. And today, I want us to start a session where series, so that we can look at how successful leaders think, how they act, what they do, maybe why they do those things, and say, what can we borrow from them for us to become the leaders we are meant to be for you, for me? Who are you meant to be? Who are you meant to become? Are you becoming that leader? What are you doing right? What do you need to do today? What do you need to know? That is very helpful for you. So I want to welcome you once again. My name is Winnie Kamuya, CEO International Renaissance Center, an international best-selling author, a speaker and a coach. And today, the question for you: what should you be thinking about, or what should you be doing every day or every minute to move closer to become the leader you've always desired to become? I want to read for you a comment I received today from somebody who has read my book. And Maria says, "Thank you, Winnie. I read the book. It's insightful, mind-changing, and challenging. Right now, I feel challenged to start with my passion. Thank you for the free book. My book is free. If you follow my link on the page, somewhere at the top in the left, you'll find a link that leads you to the book. Get a copy for yourself. Read and see whether you'll be challenged, and whether whatever you read challenges you to desire, to want to take action, to see yourself where you ought to be. When you're challenged, it means that you begin to realize there is something that you have been missing and that you need to start doing to get yourself to be that leader you have always desired to become. I believe from Maria's comment, it means she has a desire. Yesterday I talked about what you want to accomplish. What you want to accomplish comes from your desire. So Maria has a desire. What is your desire? Have you thought about that? Do you have clarity? What is your desire? What do you want to accomplish in the next few years? Because that will then drive what you will start doing if you're not doing it, and what you will daily do to move yourself towards that big accomplishment or small accomplishment that you have for yourself. And that is why I said yesterday, it's so important. And while we are building that, because as we want to accomplish something, we move ourselves from one position to another, one level to another. And as we move in those levels, we are moving towards the leader we are supposed to become, the leaders we desire to become, the leader you desire, or you have been desiring to become. So to move there, you need the right mindset. Because I can tell you for sure, so many people have my book, and some of them, it is in the shelf. Even for me, I buy lots of books, okay? And sometimes I put them in the shelf, pack them there. And if you don't realize with time that the books you have, they've got what you need to do or to take action on, you can miss on the opportunities. And whenever I have bought a book and I have not read it, I ask myself, why did I buy it, or why did I get the book? What is it that I wanted from it? So that now I can go back and read. And when I read, I will be surprised that indeed what I was looking for was in the book. So this is just to encourage you that you could have bought some books that you have. You need to look through or read them and find out what is there that you really needed and why haven't you read it, because it could be just one action that you need to take for you to start to see the change you need. With that said, I want to talk about just 4 things when we begin to look at what successful leaders do and see what we can borrow from them. It could be the mindset, it could be the actions, what will inspire you to make sure you are taking the action, you are positioning yourself in the right place by taking daily small action. One of the things that I learned last month is that regardless of the knowledge, tools, strategies, resources, name it, that you could be having, if you don't have the right mindset, then it doesn't matter. Because you could be having all the resources in the world, but you don't have the right mindset. Then you will not be able to grow or move. Imagine you have been given all the resources, and then in your head, you say, I'm stupid. I can't do this. I don't have the money. You've been given the money and the resources. You're telling yourself, this is what you're telling yourself. I'm stupid. This is not the kind of things that happen around me. I'm not lucky. Mindset, you still believe you don't deserve. You still believe you don't have what it takes. And you've been given everything. So it doesn't matter if you don't change that mindset to say that I have what it takes. I've been given every resource that I need. I know I can do it. I believe in myself, and I know that since I have all the resources and I am resourceful, I can be able to take the first one step, because everything begins when you take the one step, small as it could be. And if you're not taking even one small step, how will that change? How will it make you move? So you've got to have the right mindset, because the right mindset helps you. And that is why I've talked before about beliefs. Look at the beliefs that you have about yourself. Are they empowering? Are they limiting? Because with those beliefs, that is where you will find you are stuck and you feel, I'm stupid. I don't have what it takes. I don't belong to that group of people. It only happens for so and so. It can't happen to me. Mindset, yeah? Beliefs you've been holding about yourself. I've talked about beliefs before. Go back, check for the video that talks about beliefs. Start asking yourself, what are the beliefs that are holding me back? Do I need to have them, or do I need to change them to empowering beliefs? What do I believe that I deserve? In fact, I'm not sure if I have this. I listened to a mentor, luckily they're here. I listened to a mentor of mine, and she talked about 8 invisible hidden blocks that we all have that make us not move forward. So Mary talks about the first one is the feeling of deserving. If you feel you don't deserve, so regardless of the resourcefulness, the resources that you'll be provided with, you will not move forward. And you need to ask yourself, she says, shine a light on that believe that you asking why you don't deserve? Does it come from your childhood? Did it come from the people around you who told you you don't deserve? She talks about 8. Maybe you can Google and look for that. 8 hidden blocks that we all have. So one is deserve, another one is not having enough. That is where we feel we're in competition, that there is not enough for all of us. There is the unconscious negative mindset. Number 4, we have clutter and chaos, drama in our life. Number 5, fear of loss. I'm not discussing this because it's not part of what I was going to talk about. Number 6, harboring resentment. Number 7, focusing on what's missing, and that is a big one because we focus on money. It can't happen. So even when you are given the money, you're still focusing, you don't have. And there you go. You can't do anything. And the last one was get mindset. So there are 8 hidden blocks we all have. And it's good to look at those hidden blocks because then they could inform us where we are not getting out of the rut. Whatever the rut is, whatever you are stuck in, whatever it is that you feel, I can't move. Look at which one of the 8 blocks is hindering me. And by the way, as we go through the various people I'll talk about in the next and coming sessions, ask yourself, does this one lie under the 8 hidden blocks that I have? How can I really take this, like my life forward, if I still believe this is applying to my life? And then from there you'll be able to help yourself. But let's look at today. How do we get moving? How do we move our life forward? How do we learn from other successful leaders? How do we do it? What are we going to be looking at? So I'm going to look at 4 points that will help you in the coming sessions when I'm talking about, if I'm talking about one particular successful leader. Ask yourself the question, among the 8 hidden blocks, which one is applying this case because I believe this is applying to me? Which block is making me feel stuck or getting me out of the way? I need to move forward. So there were 8 hidden blocks. So you need to look at that. So I wanted to look at 4 things so that as we begin to learn to borrow the brains of those who have been successful, to borrow their habits, to borrow their mindsets, because we want to allow ourselves to learn and to grow, to get out of this situation. We are in a sticky situation at this moment in our life, and we could be feeling we don't have the resources that we need to move forward. We could be doubting ourselves, and I think it's one time that you ask yourself, do I have what it is that I need to move forward? Am I going to survive through this period and get better? Can I show myself and say that I still have the resources that I am supposed to be having, and I can lead in the next life that requires me to show my best self? Yes, you can. If only you stop doubting yourself. If only you do a self-reflection. And I want to remind you that you have always had the resourcefulness. It's only a time like this can bring a lot of self-doubt. So let's look at 4 things that will be helpful during these few days as we look at various successful leaders that can help us reflect back and tap back into ourselves. So number 1, interview other successful people. You have a lot of successful people who have maybe retired, who are no longer in those positions where they were. If it is positions, they are no longer leading. Ask them questions. Find out What made them tick? What did they think? What was it that made them who they were? What can you learn from them? Remember, we always learn from people who've made mistakes, who have been successful, because they tell us a lot of things. And you might be surprised that the information you get, you are just missed one thing. And that lesson could change your life. Number 2, take a shot at similar goals. Sometimes we're so afraid that even to try something, because we believe, remember I talked about mindset. You have the mindset. It can't happen to me. I'm not those kind of people. It has never happened in our family. Well, look for somebody, even if it has never happened in your family, who you can speak to. Find out what it is that they did that made them successful. And maybe if that is one of your goals in life, do it. No one will stop you. You will learn too. And if you have actually interviewed somebody, they'll tell you what to avoid and how to do it better. Because they have already learned the lessons. They have already gotten the feedback. Number 3, showcase your skills. Remember, one of the things that you have to do is self-awareness. Self-awareness allows you to discover yourself and know what skills you have that are different from others. By knowing your skills, you can now tap and actually showcase. There are many times you will have opportunities to showcase your skills. When people want volunteers, and I know many times in organizations, even in meetings, even in your community, even in your family, people will always ask, who can volunteer to do this for us? And there you are. You know you are good at that. But the voice inside, mindset, the voice inside is still telling you, just remember, don't try to do anything. It will backfire. Mindset, yeah? The belief you have still telling you, you don't deserve to show up, you don't deserve to show people, and that people don't need to know you're good at this. You will miss the opportunity. So showcase your abilities, your skills. Number 4, sharpen your weaker abilities. Remember, when you're doing self-awareness, you need to know the skills you are good at, the skills you're not good at. Some of the skills you're not good at. You'll be shocked if you actually knew that when you've ever faced a challenge, and if you can actually reflect on one of the challenges that you've had in your life, you will discover one of the things that happened during that challenge is that you tapped into a skill that you actually thought wasn't your strength. So beware of that. That the weak skills can be strengthened, and that some of the weak strengths are not really weak. Because when you went to speak to other people to ask them, like, if you are not sure, what are your strengths? They will tell you it's that one and that one. And maybe it's the opposite of what you thought was your strength. So pay attention, be present to know that sometimes your weaker skills could be the skills which are your strength. They could be the strength that you have always had, and it is the strength that you are supposed to be using to change and impact the world. Remember, being great or leadership is a state of your mind. How do you see yourself? How you think about yourself? What you do, everything to showcase yourself. If you are not doing that, then you are missing the point. Because you could be a leader and showing up as a leader. But if you are not paying attention, you are thinking and your mindset tells you otherwise, then you are not showing up the way you should. And it's very sad, because then there are people following you. There are people waiting on you. There are people who will move when they get to see you are leading them. Inspiration, remember, inspiration can make people do things they would otherwise not do. And what is leadership? Part of being a leader is inspiring people to believe that it is possible. That's why I said yesterday, if you have that thing that you know you can accomplish, that goal, you can make others to believe that it can be done, even when they see it can't be done. And your job as a leader is to make sure they believe what you believe. Your job as a leader is to make sure they are ready to travel, because when they look at you, they can see that you believe it will be done. So you can't make change in other people's lives without first letting them know that you know it can be done. I know this is going to be interesting in the next coming days, and for you to get ready for that, I want you to consider this and to remember from yesterday's session, what is that one thing that is so dear in your heart and you want to accomplish? Because when you have that, then you will get clearer as we look at the various successful leaders. Because we are going to borrow from what they did, what they believed, what inspired them, and we are going to put our plan, your plan, into action. You can't put a planless plan into action. You must have something that you are aspiring to accomplish. You want in the 20 years to come, the 30 years to come, to have accomplished them. So how do we get that accomplishment without having a goal, without having a picture of something? Hold the vision of what it is that you want. Hold that vision. Believe in it, because this is what you want to bring to your team, to the people who want to be inspired by you, to the people who want to take action and they believe it's only you who can lead them to the place they have always wanted to be. So what is dear to you, to your life? Who do you know that has been successful in such? So as we look through whatever we'll be looking at, or the leaders will be looking at, that is something to keep in mind. Then for today, just go and find out if there's somebody close to you that you can speak to them, interview them, find out how they did it. Can you borrow any of the things that they did to apply and start accelerating to get your success? What is just one thing that you can borrow from what they have done so that you can accelerate your success? And let's see how that gets. Because I believe there is one thing, or there could be two things, or there could be many things that you can borrow from them, that you can start applying today and each day to move you towards your main goal. With that said, I believe tomorrow will be another day. We can look at what you did today, what you started doing today. And if you've missed any of the previous sessions about self-awareness, beliefs, please go back and watch them. They'll be very useful. They'll be very insightful. Imagine you working on your mindset and you don't know even what you believe. Imagine you working on your mindset and you have not cleared the belief that you don't deserve to be a leader. Are you going to be able to move forward while holding on to something that is pulling you down? That's a question you need to ask yourself. What's your hidden block? Because I believe when you know what's your hidden block, you'll be able to change. Thank you so much for joining Dan and Rose. And I hope that today's session has informed you that you are a leader and that you need to look at your mindset to ensure that your mindset is not getting into your actions towards becoming the leader you are meant to become. I believe in you, and I know that any change and any daily action you are taking from now henceforth, this will bring the transformation, and it will help you become the leader you have always desired to become. So until tomorrow, I'll see you. Leave your comments and feedback below, and make sure you are changing just one life every single day. So goodbye for now.